Welcome to South Africa. This is the biggest year for us as South African. We welcome you all to 2010. Feel it. It is here. We're into it.
Football's biggest event has finally arrived on the African continent. Welcome to this special edition of the Week in Africa from Durban, one of the host cities of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. This is where three of the continent's top teams have set camp. Before we meet Samuel Eto'o, the Cameroonian football star, first, sights and sounds of Durban. The city has put on its best face to showcase its rich diversity and its friendly people. Durban, South Africa's third largest city off the Indian Ocean, is the busiest port in Africa. With 3.5 million people, it's also one of the most ethnically diverse cities with the largest Asian community in South Africa.
We've come a long way from apartheid to where we are right now.
Durban, a popular tourist destination, a surfer's heaven, but today, a land of football. This is Durban's Moses Mabhida Stadium. It's one of the 6 new stadiums built in the country, especially for the World Cup. As you can see, this stadium has a spectacular architecture with a 350-foot high arch that's a tribute to a single South Africa. Now, the 70,000-seat stadium will host 7 matches of the World Cup, including one of the semi-finals. Time now for some on-the-pitch action. Let's meet the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon.
A group prayer before their training session. 2 days before their first World Cup match against Japan, the Indomitable Lions are confident. A perfect pitch, flawless organisation, Cameroon's South African adventure is off to a promising start.
I can tell you that people are taking care of everything. They're making sure we can train in excellent conditions, and that's really the case.
Team captain Samuel Eto'o practices his shots. A few metres away, Rigobert Song stretches and coach Paul Le Guen gives instructions to Alexandre Song. 15 minutes later, the media is asked to pack up and leave. The rest of the training session is behind closed doors. 2 days later, no grand entrance. The unexpected 1-0 defeat against Japan has dealt a blow to morale. The French staff look dazed. The Indomitable Lions have been caught off guard. Even the team's spokesperson can't put a positive spin on their lackluster performance.
You get days like this, where everything seems black. Well, now we have to work very hard.
Will Cameroon be able to rebound? The next morning, the sun is shining, and the Indomitable Lions are smiling again. 3 days before a decisive match against Denmark, Cameroon have put their defeat behind them.
You have to pick yourself up very quickly. It wasn't easy after the game and the next day, but as you can see today, the guys are more laid back, we're more relaxed, there aren't any injuries. We're now waiting on the coach to decide the lineup, the 23 players who are going to represent Cameroon and Africa.
Cameroon dream of surpassing their performance in the '94 World Cup and go beyond the quarter-finals, but they'll have to rethink their strategy.
It's clear that I will have to change some aspects of the team because you have to question yourself, you have to question certain things. But there isn't going to be a major overhaul because I don't think it's necessary. But I will reorganize the lineup.
The training session is over. There's everything to play for. A defeat in the next match would mean the end of the adventure for Cameroon.
Well, let's now get up close and personal with one of the stars of this Cameroon team. Samuel Eto'o is undoubtedly one of the greatest African football players of all time. Work rate and eye for the goal are his key attributes. He's not afraid to voice his opinion and speak out against perceived injustices. Samuel Eto'o, thank you so much for speaking to us. You were just 17 years old when you took part in your first World Cup. That was back in 1998. 12 years on, what does it feel like to be taking part in this first ever World Cup on the African continent?
It's very special. For us Africans, we can now show the world that we can organize an event as big as the World Cup. And I hope that the rest of the world will finally see that in Africa there aren't just sick children or great athletes, but there are also people who, if they're given the opportunity, can do a lot of great things.
Samuel Eto'o, you're the envy of many African footballers. You're the only African footballer to have won the European Champions League 3 times. You know, how did you achieve this success? What does it take to become Samuel Eto'o?
It's very simple. There's nothing extraordinary about my life. I just wanted to become a football player so that my lovely mother could see me on television. And I worked hard. I prayed to God that He allow me to be a great player.
Et jour après jour, je grandis après mes efforts et puis je suis toujours surpris quand les jeunes
and I grew.
Je vois un jeune
I'm always surprised to see young people wear my jersey. My dream is even more beautiful than I imagined.
Mon rêve a été beaucoup plus beau que je ne le pensais.
So you play in Inter Milan right now. A lot of African football players of African origin have been confronted to racism in Italy. How do you personally deal with it? How do you overcome such an experience?
Il y a quelques années, j'avais pris la décision de
A few years ago, I decided to walk out of a stadium.
J'ai eu des coéquipiers qui m'ont rappelé que
some of my teammates reminded me that we have a duty to change things.
Je suis revenu et j'ai essayé
I came back and decided to try to change things.
Maintenant, personnellement, je pense que
now, I think that racism is often due to ignorance. The people who come to the stadium and do monkey chants or throw banana peels at us are also people who spend money to watch the game, to watch Africans, or should I say, blacks, play football. It's very weird. But it's just simply ignorance, and we all have to work to help these people understand that we're no different from them.
Samuel, you've played in Spain, you've played in Italy, but yet you always come back to Africa. Why is it important for you to be in Africa?
I once said, I play in Europe, but I sleep in Africa. It's true, every memory brings me back to Africa. It's what helps me to stay grounded. Because often, when you say to yourself, oh, I'm a star, you stop working. You say, I've made it. You can't progress anymore. But I always tell myself that I can do better than I did yesterday and today.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, Samuel. And best of luck, of course, to Cameroon in this competition.
Well, thank you very much. We'll need it.
Now here in Africa, football and superstition go hand in hand. Welcome to the mysterious world of African traditional healing and witchcraft. This is Durban's Muti Market, or the Witches Market. Here you can find everything from crocodile teeth to plants to mysterious powders, ingredients that many South Africans believe will help them get a job, find love, or see their favorite team win the World Cup. Let's head inside. The scenery at this tumble-down marketplace is pretty unsettling. No tomatoes or potatoes on the stalls here, but ingredients ranging from snake skins, bird claws, and brightly colored powders. And interestingly, the potions and powders are concocted right here by these men crushing the ingredients in huge metal balls. At the Muti Market, you can also find all the necessary tools for the perfect fortune-telling ceremony.
This is a bull's tail. They call it Tashoba. This is what we sell to Sangomas, the witches. They use it in the traditional ceremonies when they want to communicate with the ancestors.
Most of the vendors here are women. They wear clay on their face to protect them from the sun. So let's check out one of the stalls now here at Durban's Muti Market. This is Findile. Hi, Findile. Nice to meet you. How are you? So what exactly are you selling here? I see some herbs. I see some dry vegetables. What do you use this for?
You see these ingredients, insula, tongana, mapipa, zagume. You crush them together, put them in a bucket and pour water, and you get traditional herbs out of the mix. If you sprinkle the mix inside and outside of your home, it'll chase away evil spirits. You can also use it to cleanse your stomach or cleanse your skin.
Thank you so much, Findile. At the Muti market, everything is exposed for all to see. But those seeking a bit more discretion, head inside. Here, traditional healers and Sangoma witches consult patients with all sorts of problems. So let's now meet one of the Sangoma witches, the traditional healers who are also fortune tellers. Here's one of them right in front of us. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
What is your name?
My name is Makukozondi.
Okay, so what exactly do you do?
Okay, I help people. Like my specialty is to, if a person comes with the illness, I help with the illness. Some people who have bad luck, I make them luck.
Her working tools are 2 candles, a few herbs, and a bowl stave.
What's your name?
Ba. All right, so tell me now about the near future. This may not be your specialty, but I'm here in South Africa for the World Cup right now, and I want to know if France are going to win.
France. Yeah, let me start by Bafana Bafana. Bafana maybe will reach the finals. I don't. If I feel it, they will reach the finals.
No word about France's chances, but here the Sangomas in all of South Africa have their money on the Bafana Bafana.
I'm actually very positive in Bafana. They actually made me really proud.
Come to South Africa and enjoy the World Cup if you're not here, and it's beautiful.
And we end this special edition of the Week in Africa right here at Durban's Moses Mabhida Stadium. The World Cup in South Africa continues, of course, and we'll be keeping a close eye on France 24. Many thanks to the entire team that helped put this program together, in particular to Nicolas Ranson. I'm Folie Batibo. Thank you for watching.